Princess Sarissa here. When we last left off, we had just collected the final tablet. So now it's time for us to collect the remaining 9 legendary weapons, most of which will be sold to the weapons dealer in Regal. So, yeah, I wonder if he knows, well, I imagine he probably wouldn't know, considering that that's where we were told it. You know, to the south of here is the Castle Kuzo, where the legendary weapons are sealed, so... Yeah, some weapons dealer in the middle of some town, in the middle of nowhere, is gonna get a lot of the legendary weapons. We'll keep a few of them, the ones that we can throw, for massive damage when we fight some of the endgame bosses, but stuff like the Sage's Staff here, we have no use for it, so... The Fire Whip down there, that we can't throw, so... Yep. Lucky guy's gonna get a... legendary weapons. We're just gonna give them to him, basically. Well, we're gonna sell them, but it's amazing that a lot of these weapons sell like so dirt cheap. So, I think some of them sell for like 5 gold pieces. You know, it's like less than a potion, but it's a legendary weapon. So, kind of puts to shame, you know, like what Guido said that, oh, these things are very important. You need them to defeat X Death, and we're just gonna basically be throwing them out. So, but oh well. Place the new tablet down. Pick another 3 out. Apollo's Harp, which is actually one of the better weapons. It's strong against like all monster types, so it does like bonus damage to every single monster. So. Even though it doesn't necessarily may have the greatest attack power, it actually does good damage. So I think I saw someone do a Fiesta run where they beat Omega, probably the toughest boss in the game, with Apollo's Harp. So all right, Gaia. I don't know what classes I have when I get the Bard, so I'll have to. Excalibur, not to be confused with Excalibur, which we have. Both of them will be, those will end up being thrown someday. All right, and now 3 more weapons remain. 1 more tablet. Looks like the Assassin's Dagger. That's one we may use. It instantly KOs an enemy. I think the one down here is the Katana. Yep, the Mazmune. That's a good one for the Samurai. It guarantees you enter the battle with a full ATB, active time battle thing, so you automatically go first. So it's good for setting up buffs and stuff like that. Rune Axe, it's a axe that uses MP to deal more damage. And what else do we got? Let's see, we have, the Assassin Daggers, last one. We already saw that one earlier, but let's pick it up. Just don't use the Assassin Dagger against the undead, because that'll heal them up. So, and we have cleared out all the legendary weapons. Woohoo! Now let's go sell some of them. And, well, we've got all the legendary weapons. We haven't cleared out everything that we can do here in this third world before we go to try to fight X-Death in the Void. We still have 2 more areas where we can go to. We can still go to the... yeah, I'm just showing off here what all the weapons can be used by. We still have to go to the North Mountain where we got the Hiryu back in the first world, because that's where Bahamut said that he was going to be. That'll be the last level 5 summon, but every summon level has 3. So we got the first one, Leviathan. What's the other level 3 summon? That's the Phoenix. And remember in Mirage, somebody said that there was a dragon leaping off the Phoenix Tower will turn into a phoenix. So we're gonna have to go to the Phoenix Tower, and that'll get us our last. Well, the other level 5 summons. So 2 level 5 summons we need to get, Phoenix and Bahamut. And the Phoenix Tower is a good place to get a lot of AP, because there's these enemies, magic pots there. that you need to give elixirs to, and if you give them an elixir, they'll run away, and they give you 100 battle points, so, or ability points, sorry. So, good way to, we're gonna max out probably at least one job for everybody, probably, in that tower, so. Luckily, there's an enemy outside, that you can get elixirs from. We could go back to Mirage and buy some elixirs, but I'm just gonna farm maybe an elixir or two outside the tower and then go in. So, and luckily because I'm on an emulator here, you can always make like a save state in before you fight the pots, because they're always an enemy in a chest. So you can just save before you fight them, and if they use up all your elixirs, just you know, reset and start again. So, and that's basically what I'll do. But I'll farm another elixir just to be safe. So, heal up here with this guy. Thank you kindly. And now let's go make some money, and then we'll head back to Mirage Village and buy some of those flame rings. Let's see how much some of these legendary weapons sell for. So, luckily before I was leaving, I got into a battle with one of those X-Death souls, and I got to see which items I can throw and which ones I couldn't, so I kind of moved things around a little bit, so we don't need the flame shield or the ice shield, stuff like that. Look, the Apollo harps, the Yoshi bow, only 5 gold for both of them, so I think the Gaia belt's kind of cheap at only 4,500. No, because the coral and the others, the flame ring will kind of be good enough for absorbing ice and fire attacks. So, yep, looks like we can steal a wall ring. That's another reason why we want to do the Phoenix Tower before we go to the Bahamut. Bahamut, like in Final Fantasy IV. We'll use this Mega Flare, and that'll basically deal a lot of damage to your party. Can probably one-shot most of your party members. But if you have Reflect up, what ends up happening is the Mega Flare will bounce back and hit Bahamut for massive damage. So we'll probably want to go into that battle with 4 wall rings. We got 3 right now, and we can steal another one or potentially win one from. But stealing's easier, greater chance to steal. Because it's a common steal for one of the enemies in the Phoenix Tower. So we want to go there and get that 4th wall ring. That way, when we go fight Bahamut, we can all have that reflect status up. So, and it doesn't matter what character classes you have in this game, you will be able to steal, because remember we got the thief knife from Mirage here. It was in the one pot in the pub here. We snuck by the barkeep and we were able to find the thief's knife. So a thief knife, sometimes when you attack with that weapon equipped, it'll try to steal from the enemy. So, and the funny thing is, you don't necessarily have to hit with the weapon. You can attack with the weapon, and as long as it says mug, even if you don't hit the enemy, you do have a chance of stealing from them. So, I didn't actually want to go into Mirage right there. I wanted to get the chocobo, but interesting, when I stepped on the chocobo, it caused the fight to happen. So, yeah, because I wanted to go up to this thing here first, to the desert. We're going to meet the final 3 overworld enemies that we can meet, and they're only available in this desert up here. So remember, in World 2, the desert was full of, you know, tough monsters. The Moogle said, don't go in the desert. Well, very similar now. The desert is going to be full of some tough enemies. So there's the Phoenix Tower. Phoenix Tower is in the southwest of the desert. Our landing spot is going to be up here in this forest. It kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 1. And then the North Mountains to the northeast. Reminds me of Final Fantasy 1. In the northeast corner of the world, we had the desert where we had the Mirage Tower, and you had to land in the a little section in the eastern part of the desert to get to the Mirage Tower. So here's two of the first new enemies. You have the Ammonites here. They're the things, those little sea creatures on the right. So that Ankeg is the enemy on the left. So surprisingly not weak to water. The Ankeg is also not weak to water. I think it's weak to ice. So yeah, a lot of the enemies here have an annoying thing, earthquake. So if you have a blue mage, you can use the float spell, or if you have a time mage, you can use the float spell. If you have a blue mage, you can use Big Guard, and that'll give you the float status. So a Beastmaster can also catch Gale Cats up on the North Mountain, release them, and they'll cast float. So, but all those options aren't available to us, so we're just gonna have to eat the earthquake. So let's wander around here, see if we can get into more fights. There's the Ankeg monsters, weak against ice. But let's see what our Mr. Let's give him some water. Give him a big drink from Leviathan. Almost takes them all out. One little kick will finish him off. And boom. Yay! And there goes our... now we just have one more enemy to encounter here. And this is the enemy that we're going to encounter. I seem to have better luck fighting it. Had better luck encountering it in the middle of the desert. So I try to find it here for a little bit. Don't really work all that well. I keep just running into the Ankegs and the other, like the sea-type monster there. But it seems like up in the middle of the desert is where you run into the last remaining enemy. And that last remaining enemy is a good enemy to potentially farm on because it can drop elixirs. It has a 6.25% chance of dropping an elixir. So basically like one every 15 battles about. Here we go. Nope, not yet. But no, and not too many more enemies remain. Like I said, this is the last one. Then there's 4 new enemies down there in the Phoenix Tower. So use our cottage, heal ourselves up. Yeah, don't feel worried because we'll stock up on cottages and high potions before you end up going back into the void. So use all you can. And here we are, the Land Rider. So this guy, his main thing of attack is he uses that Maelstrom, which basically brings your character down to single-digit hit points. So, and then after a while, he'll end up using physical attacks to try to basically knock out the characters that it brings down to critical hit points. So, you might want to, of course, summon your golem if you have a summoner. That way when it does use the physical attacks, they're not going to go through, but he seems to like to waste quite a few turns casting that Maelstrom. I guess it's in his AI, because you can see, like, Maelstrom, it doesn't seem to be all that accurate, like maybe like 50% accuracy, maybe a little less. It's missed RASAR and Krile twice now already, so he must, I guess, they have like a probability thing, like saying, like, hey, see if we can cast it this amount of times to, and then by then, like, the probability that all characters are weak, you know, is probably pretty good, and then it'll start going to its physical attacks. So, but it also does hit hard, so, but we're hitting hard too, so drink a lot of water. There we go. You could, like, end drought if you, like, think about it. If you had, like, a summon like the Lord of the Sea, be like, oh, our crops, they need water. Oh, I'll just summon the Lord of the Sea and he'll come and give you a whole bunch of water. Still has yet to hit Krile with that thing. I'd be surprised. I thought he would it would miss RASAR the most, because RASAR has the Aegis Shield, which gives some good magic defense, and has, I think, a 1/4 chance, similar to the elf cleave, of avoiding magical attacks. So, well, after getting weakened so much by all those maelstorms, we're gonna definitely want to heal ourselves up here with the cottage. And then we're gonna head down into the Phoenix Tower. I'm gonna do a little bit of grinding here. I'm gonna try to see if I can get an elixir or two before I head into the Phoenix Tower. But let's look at Barney, Fife, and Andy here. They're not monsters. Nope, they're cute little guinea pigs. They were rescued from a bad environment. They personally wasn't cleaning their cages, and they were living in filth and squalor. But thanks to Rabbit and Small Animals Rescues, they're living the good life until they can find their forever home. So, now we're told about the Phoenix Tower. There's no stairways, but they said if you touch the wall, stairways will appear. The gimmick here is, on some floors, there's going to be no stairwell. You can either hit the left or the right. Hitting the wrong one will cause the stairwell to appear. Hitting the right one will cause the stairwell to appear. I'm all confused. If you hit the wrong one, you'll get into a battle, and I'll show that off in a little bit. But you can run into one of 4 enemies will be summoned when if you hit the wrong one. So here we go. The Parthenope is the snake lady down there in the lower left. You can steal core rings, but they're the we don't need any more than we already got 4. They dropped the wall ring though, so that's a good drop. You can also steal the wall ring from the Lemur there, which is looks like a lady floating in a bouquet of flowers. So a lot of these enemies are really annoying. They use a lot of status effects, like turning into frogs or using the mini status on you. So here's another annoying spell, Roulette. It's a blue magic spell, but it's kind of useless. Basically what it does is it rolls around, hits everybody, and whoever it stops on it'll instantly defeat them. So, and that could like work against the enemy too. Like that enemy could have cast the Roulette spell and could have ended up hitting her. So yeah, it's a gamble every time you use it. So unless you have like cursed equipment on, like the bone mail or the cursed ring, then it will heal up you entirely. So if you had 4 bone mails, eventually there's an enemy you can steal bone mail from. Then Roulette would guarantee to heal you entirely. But otherwise, it's mainly just a gamble to use. So, alrighty. I'm gonna walk around here, try to farm that final wall ring. As you can see now, I got a mug there, and even though I didn't hit it at all, I did steal the wall ring, so that was pretty neat. So, boo. Another stupid status effect. Embrace. Turn us into stone. Ooh, we're finally getting usage out of all those items, though. Hey, and we won another wall ring, too. We can end up selling that for some good money. Help us buy those Hermes sandals we need to buy yet in down in Mirage Village. So, alright, well, now let's head up. And we're going to find the magic pot finally. So every 5 floors we're going to run into a floor that looks like this. And one of the pots will contain money, like 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000. And the other pot will, for the first 4 floors, have a phoenix down, and then the last one will have a whatchamacallit, a bow, a certain bow, an Avis killer bow. So here's another good enemy to steal from. We can steal our 4th Elven Mantle from the Sherry, that's the dancer lady there. They can also drop Hermes Sandals, which is another good item. That gives your character haste. Haste means that your character will act twice as fast, so that little bar to the right of the hit points will fill up twice as fast. So I changed my levels of my characters around a little bit here, my classes, for the magic pot here. So RASAR, Faris, Krile basically are in jobs that they haven't been using much, so they're really far behind in these jobs. And I want to make sure that because we're going to encounter 5 of these magic pots, and every time we defeat one, or give it an elixir and have it run away, we gain 100 battle points. And The most expensive job we have is Summoner at 690 to master. So it's going to go a long way to mastering some of these tough jobs. So, and that's pretty much it for the Phoenix Tower. It's a short little tower. Well, it's not short. It's 29 floors. We're going to have to go up and down like this. But we've run into most of the enemies we need to already. So, like I said, the main gimmick is going up and down. You know, making sure you're picking the right side on these floors. But here, I'll show you what happens if you pick the wrong one. We got the Kuzo Beast. Like I said, what happens is you can pick any of these 4 monsters will appear at random. One's weak against all the different types of elements. So, if you get a Kuzo Beast, you can use Wind, Silver Summon. The Liquid Flame, that boss from the Fire Ship. That can appear. That obviously is the one weak against ice. The Bandercore from Extet's Castle, weak against fire. And then you have the Soul Cannon, that boss of the Ronka Runes, or before you enter the Ronka Runes, that can appear. And that's the one you use lightning against. So, this guy's that annoying guy who was not a boss, but he only hits you with that blue magic spell that deals the amount of damage that, you know, basically you've done to it, so. Or double what you've done to it, so. So it's doing such massive damage to us, so. But yeah, if you pick the wrong one, even if you pick the wrong one, once you defeat the Guardian monster, Staircase will appear. But I will luckily not have to fight any more of those wrong ones until the very end, because you're at the very end, the last floor, the 29th floor, there's only one. You have to pick the center, and it's a room that looks like this, but you have to pick the center one, and it automatically gives you a boss fight. So, but if you're following along here, for the rest of the time, I'm just gonna pick the correct wall to touch, so you can avoid all those encounters, because we're gonna get so much AP anyway from just fighting those magic pots and random encounters here. No need fighting extra stuff that will just basically waste our resources. Now that money's gonna go good to refilling our supplies, getting those Hermes sandals. I actually end up winning a Hermes sandal from that Sherry enemy, so. 12th floor. Yeah, it's a kind of a boring dungeon here. Could take a long time if you don't know which ones to hit, so. And the game FAQ thing that I was looking at didn't have the correct passage. I ended up looking at a video on YouTube to see the correct way to do it, so. But maybe in the video description I'll put the correct way to do it then too, so. Because I marked it down on my map, which did not have the correct solution to it either, so. They just said you have to guess, so boo. But let's get another magic pot over here. Get 100 AP, and actually we ended up in a battle right before the magic pot, so now that I remember it now. Yeah, the first 4 magic pots are just gonna get Phoenix Downs from them, but the last one will get that Avis Killer Bow, which does extra damage against bird enemies. So it'd be good use against that, like that Toad Avis that we got in the second tablet dungeon that had like 31,000 hit points, more hit points than the boss, the stalker boss of the dungeon. Yeah, that thing took like forever to like take down. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the pattern seems to be like left twice, then right. So 20,000. Comes another Phoenix down over here. And another monster in a pot. Woohoo! But yeah, Krile mastered Ninja already. Lenna's mastered Monk. So we'll make Lenna, our ninja. And then Krile can... I think Krile actually mastered Monk already, but... she's mastered most of the jobs already. She just needs to master Summon, but we gotta keep RASAR in Summon, so... we'll just make her a Monk, because we have to keep one of each, like I said, the spirit of the Fiesta is, once you have 4 jobs, somebody has to be in each of the jobs, so... Krile won't be getting, any AP, but it's okay. She's already mastered a whole bunch of jobs, so... and like I said, by the end of the game, we're gonna have all the jobs mastered anyway, because, it's not like we're getting access to all the jobs where we have to be balancing and choosing which ones we want to master, which ones we don't want to master. So, we'll, like I said, end up getting more than enough AP to max out these guys, so. Plus, we'll end up probably doing some level grind in the final dungeon, the Void, to power ourselves up for the super bosses. So even if we don't master the jobs by then, we'll master them then when we're trying to get some levels, so. Yeah, there's finally a decent enemy, the Iron Giant. That super boss from Final Fantasy II. He's a super boss in the remake of Final Fantasy III for the DS. But he gets 5,000 experience, and he's to each party member, so 20,000 experience. And he's easily defeated with Odin Summon. He's not immune to instant death, so Odin just slices them right up, and it's really good when you run into 2 of them at once, because for the price of 1 summon, you get to max, you get to, you know, kill a whole bunch. So yeah, RASAR's almost maxed. He's almost done with Summoner there. So, well, just a few more of these choose your wall floors to go. It's like those old choose your own adventure books. I like to get that. My daddy liked to get them when he was a kid from the library. Forest of Doom, Citadel of Chaos, Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Apparently they're making them on Steam now. You can buy them on Steam and play them like an interactive video game. So here's the 29th floor, the last floor on the inside, and you have to touch the center and you summon one of those bosses. I got another Kuzo Beast again, so boo. But that pretty much wraps up the Phoenix Tower. We have to go up 1 more flight, and that'll get us our Phoenix Summon, but there's a little cutscene up there, and there's different things that can play out, so we'll see that in our next episode. But let's close out the episode with another visit to our friend Barney Fife there, and his little brother Andy down there, and a few of the other animals that are available for adoption from Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue, so. They have rabbits like you see there, they have rats, they have little mice too. Plenty of little animals waiting for their forever home. And you could support them by adopting from them or by sending a monetary donation to them. Anything helps. A link is provided in the video description. Have a good day. Bye!